Hello and welcome to the Fulhamish quick take on our train back from Kenilworth Road, where Fulham beat Luton to send them down to the Championship with a 2-4 win. I'm here with Farrell Monk. Farrell, how are you?
I'm very good, thanks. I'm definitely feeling a lot better when I was thinking to myself, hungover, tired, on the way up here thinking, what am I doing with my life? And at the end of it, now I totally think that it's one of my better life choices.
Absolutely. And I think from the start of the game, quite a wacky lineup, I'd say, and then for most of it, quite a dull first half. I was thinking this is going to play out in a 0-0 draw. What were you thinking?
Well, I mean, the first half an hour, basically the most exciting thing that happened was the amazing first touch from the linesman when the ball just plucked out the air. It was like prime Andrea Pirlo. But yeah, it didn't seem like it was going our way. But to be honest, in terms of the lineup in that situation, yeah, it was a bit wacky as there are lots of people who've not started that much, but everyone was playing in their right position, and nothing looked out of place too much. And actually, when we finally got going, we really got going.
Yeah, we definitely did get going eventually with that lovely goal from Adama Traore. Who knew he could hit it like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a lovely little first touch and finish. I mean, I've just literally had to watch it back because I missed it, because if you've been to Luton recently, there's so little space in between rows now with the safe standing, so you have to squeeze past people, and someone was squeezing past me to get back onto the concourse, so I actually missed it, so I've had to watch it back. But it is a lovely first touch inside, and he no hesitation, thwacks it past Kaminsky. He had absolutely no chance.
Yeah, I agree. My view from the away end was about 70% killer, so not the best. And then pretty much immediately we were singing at the Luton fans, we were taunting them, and we concede a penalty. For me, it wasn't a penalty because there was a foul on Robinson in the build-up. What did you think?
I mean, I don't think it's a foul at all. I think the ball was in playing distance. He got nudged off it. He lost his balance, but it definitely wasn't. I definitely do not think it was a foul. And it's unfortunate that it sort of rebounds off Anthony Robinson back into the path of the player. I don't know who it is. And Bassi obviously stuck a leg out. He got clipped. It's a definite penalty for me. It's a bit mistimed. But yeah, it's a penalty. But we didn't have to wait for long for it to be rectified.
Yeah, absolutely. As you said, a lovely run from Harry Wilson, and then a cutback and a goal from Raul.
Lovely. I mean, I'm so happy for him, because that I didn't want his sort of last contribution of the season to be that horror miss against Brentford, especially since he was doing really, really well in the mid part of the season. We could see what he's absolutely capable of doing, and the fact that the movement to start the move off, get into the box in the right position, and it's just a lovely, just proper professional finish into the bottom corner. I'm really happy for him.
Yeah, definitely. Me too, because he's a player that's sort of been a bit controversial at Fulham this season, but really nice to send us off with not only one goal, but as you've said, a second goal straight after the break. And it felt like at this point that it was going to be quite an easy afternoon for Fulham.
Yeah, I had a bit of hesitation about some of the set pieces that Harrison Reed was delivering into the box, or Harry Wilson in other situations. But thankfully, one of them actually did create a chance, and it's a lovely little header. I didn't think it's great defending from Luton. It's just a simple near post header, but Raul had to get his noggin on the end of it, and again in off the post pretty much. No chance for Kaminsky.
So they scored direct from a free kick. I think that was sloppy from us.
Yeah,
I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't know who actually took it, and again I missed it again because someone was sliding past me, so I've had to watch it back. But yeah, it's a bit uncharacteristic defending. We're quite good at defending set pieces, and find it's just a bit sloppy in that regard. It goes all the way in. You would think it rolls pretty much right in front of Leno, who, all in all, had a pretty good game. He did save us especially in the beginning of the first half. They had a couple of really good chances. One from Carlton Morris, which is an excellent save, and a testament to another fine season for Bernd Leno. Really, he's got to be in the contention for Player of the Season. I don't know if he'll win it, but he's definitely got to be in contention. But yeah, that was a bit sloppy all around.
It definitely was. And then crowned off with maybe my favourite goal of the afternoon. A beautiful shot from Harry Wilson, right into the top corner. Yeah, so nice to see him get a game, actually. And I think he played so well today.
Yeah, a bit of a redeeming sort of performance from him, because we know he's capable of it. He hasn't been able to show it that much this year. There's been a couple of fleeting appearances where he hasn't really been up to the standard that we'd expect from him. But it's just an absolute delight. And, the whole of today was a nice reminder that Fulham are a good team and Fulham have got good players. It was one win in 9 coming into this game. And actually, we needed that little bit of a spark to actually round the season off and take some of that momentum into next season. There were some of these players that some people were writing off, but after today, they're not right. Certainly not Marco's not writing them off. Players like Kenny Tete, who came in and was good. He's obviously signed the contract extension in the week. Harry Wilson. Some people talk about Harrison Reed. I didn't think it was a great performance, Harrison Reed, but definitely a good enough performance for me. And hopefully, a lot of these players are going to stick around next season as well.
Yeah, I agree. I thought a lot of players had a good showing today. Not necessarily flawless the whole time, but generally really impressive.
One in particular, Tim Ream, ole, 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 Tim Ream, ole, ole, ole. I loved that today, absolutely loved it.
What a chant. I didn't get the words originally, I just got Tim Ream and then some sound. And then as soon as I knew the words, it was like the world became my oyster.
I didn't know if Tim Ream knew that song was about him until right at the end of the game, when we started singing it at him and Harrison Reed was like pushing him towards the Fulham fans. But it was nice that he was able to get the adulation that we just so want to give to him all the time, because he's so popular. Yeah,
for sure. And so we'll come on to it. The celebrations at the end of the game, everyone coming over with throwing their shirts into the crowd, trying to read into who, looked particularly sad as they clapped off the fans, all those kind of things. Zhao went in and then came back out with his shirt. Really charming. Such a likeable bunch of players.
Yeah.
And most importantly, I think, a really good goodbye for Louis Bo.
Exactly. I mean, I felt a bit emotional at the time. I know that sounds quite sad, but this is a person who has given a lot to Fulham Football Club. Obviously, not just in this latest stint as assistant manager under Marco, but the many years he gave us as a player in some of our more stable years in the Premier League as well as a player. And thankfully he's been able to give us a couple more years in the Premier League as well. A magnificent server, an immensely popular figure, and must be an immensely popular figure in the dressing room if the players were able to come over to him and pick him up and throw him into the crowd and get the praise that and the joy that we want to give to him. And we wish him well at Guinea-Bissau.
Absolutely.
But yeah, hopefully he'll be picking up his Forever Fulham awards sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I can't wait to start keeping an eye on Guinea-Bissau results now. Going to be, my second country.
Yeah. Do you know who didn't enjoy getting lifted in the crowd? And that was Marco Silva. I think he's ready to fine Andreas Pereira as soon as possible for that. He was like slapping him on the head, and but I think he really needs to. We can praise individual performances throughout this team, throughout the season, but praise has got to go to, a lot of the praise has got to go to Marco Silva, and that's why we keep singing at him that he's a genius.
Exactly, and it is fun to see such a suave man in such an unsuave situation.
He did make every Fulham player take off their shirt and throw into the crowd, but he left his jumper on. Have you seen how hot it is today? Mental.
Get the jumper off, Marco, and get that in the stands.
Exactly.
Is what I'm saying. But yeah, really, really enjoyable. I get the feeling he likes to hide from the limelight a little bit. So nice to be able to celebrate him today. I thought as well. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Any standout performances that you want to mention about today? Anything about Kenilworth Road? We won't be going back there now for at least another season, if not longer.
What was quite nice about Kenilworth Road, you are very close to the pitch, so that actually made it a perfect setting to celebrate the players after the game and celebrate the manager and celebrate Lewis Boamorte. Imagine if we were at the Soulless Bowl of West Ham and they're we're so far away from the fans. It was just a really nice sort of like round off, and makes you realise that days like today is kind of makes you realise that actually I do enjoy coming to Fulham sometimes, even though at the start of the day I might not feel that way. It's a great after a bit of a tough period. It's nice to end the season on such a big high and take that into next season.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe Sammy will be back with the podcast tomorrow with a great crew to review this game. So stick around for that. Keep your eyes on the podcast feed for that. And we will see you, well, hopefully sooner than next season. But for now, signing off. This has been The Quick Take. Come on, you white.